Hi, this is Ben Baxter with Accent Software. Today we're going to do a quick video on how you use routing link codes. And this is a great way to automate the material consumption within the manufacturing module. So I'm in the manufacturing manager profile. I do have personalizations in here, so yours should look something similar. I want to point it out, you can get to it from either the production BOM or the routings. The routing link code is the connection piece between the production bill of material and the routings. Now, if you actually just look up routing links don't have a lot going on. It's a code and some description. What I like to do is have my routing link code very similar to my work center code. So if we go and look at a routing, inside the routing, you'll see that there are work center codes. Mine are 400, 100, 300. My routing link codes match that. And the reason I do that is because I think of where is the material going to be consumed, typically something to do with the work center in place. And so in that case, when I use work center 400, I'll typically set a routing link code of 400 as well. And then on the flip side of that, so if we go back to our product design and we go to the bill of material, you'll see something very similar. So within my finished good 1000, you'll see I have routing link codes set. And if I actually sort by it, I have 2 items that are consumed within the routing 100 and then 3 that are consumed within the 400 operation. Now, what you don't see is whether these are backward or forward flushed, because that does have an impact on when the material consumption happens. So backward flushing is when the material happens at the output stage. Forward flushing is when it happens at the beginning of the process. Now, if your items are set to be manually flushed, which is a setting on the item card itself, the routing link code is there for dates and getting the date orientation with when the material is due, but it will not have an impact on when that material is consumed. Manual flushing, you still tell the system when you consume the item, regardless of the routing link code. Now, if we want to see this in action, if I come back and we go and we'll just create a firm planned production order, and we'll use the auto drip, which is just a sample item in my system that has some routing link codes in it. And we'll do a quantity of 2, we'll push our date out a little bit in the future, set our location code, and we'll refresh our production order. So quick tutorial on production orders, I guess. But inside the firm planned production order, you will pull in the routing and the bill of material. So in this case, if we go and look at our components, you'll see that there's 2 items that have routing link codes set, but I also have an item that doesn't have a routing link code set, and it's set to forward flushed. So that one's going to be important when we move this to released. This is an item with no routing link code, but still marked as forward flushed, and I'll show you why that matters. And then the other 2 have a routing link code of 100 established. On this particular production order, the routing has the routing link code of 100 established on the second operation, so it has to do with that work center 100. So it will not forward or backward flush right away. It will only do it when that routing operation is started. If we push this production order forward, we change the status to a released production order. What we're expecting to see happen, I always like to have an idea of what I want the system to do, is we're gonna see this screw hex M3 get consumed. And that's because there's no routing link code, which means it happens right at the beginning, because it's forward flushed. Now, if it doesn't have a routing link code like this housing up here, but it's set to backward, then it happens when that production order is marked as finished. And the same thing happens on a routing link code material. The only difference is it will back flush when output is posted on that operation, and it will forward flush when that operation starts. So in this case, if we go to our production order and we change the status to released, you'll see that we get an actual message that says automatic consumption is happening. And with that, the status moves forward. So if we jump over to our released production orders and we go to our last one that had a quantity of 2, we can see underneath the statistics and ledger entries that we have material consumption that has been posted. So our screw hex M3, the one that did not have a routing link code, has already been consumed. And so even though we don't have a routing link code on it, because it's set to forward flush, that means it happens as soon as that production order is moved to release status. The other one, which is also marked as forward flushed, will not happen until we have a posting on that second operation, and that will trigger that production order or that status has started. That is how the routing link code is used. It seems fairly basic in its nature, but it is a fantastic tool for automating a lot of the material consumption that happens within a manufacturing environment. And so if you have questions over this, how to establish your bill of material, how to set up your routings to accommodate this, or just in general, feel free to reach out to the Accent Software support team. Our job is to help you utilize your software better or move into an advanced manufacturing software if you don't have one today. So we'd love to talk to you. Hope to hear from you soon.